Hello and welcome back. Well, I am back in my Gila. This time I am actually very far away from my home system, and I had to do a lot of null sec jumps to reach this position. So I brought this ship here, and this ship will be primarily used in null space. Now onto the ship's fit. At the moment I still didn't change much. The current missiles are the C-type medium missile launchers. So far they have been excellent for PvE. Dual webs, a target painter, dual Valkyries that I like to replace with either hammerheads or with the other infiltrator drones, and of course the good old usual fit in the low slots. Well, the rigs on this ship are also roughly the same. I did receive a lot of good feedback for the rigs on the Gila, and I think in the next video I'll be prepared to change the rigs into rigs that would be long-lasting on the ship. Now let me just quickly use transport this C-type ballistic control into the inventory, and well, pretend that you did not see the Macariel there. Just ignore the battleship for now. Well, I think it's time to roll out, and well, time to have fun with the fleet a little bit. So here we are trying to spawn a lot of the special anomalies, and of course we are trying to get the dead space anomalies, and of course to get those you have to clear the ordinary anomalies. And well, these are level 10 anomalies, so yeah, they can be very difficult. And well, here we have the flagship, which is a nightmare battleship. Initially I wanted to get one of these, but in the end I changed to the Macariel, as you could see in the hangar there. But again, ignore that battleship, you will see that thing very soon. Now the tier 10 anomalies and overall, or all the tier 10 special anomalies, will have the tier 10 battleships, the striker battleships, which are currently unavailable to all the players because they are tier 10, and most people at the moment are tier 8. Tier 9 will arrive in around 20 days from now, so tier 9 will bring a lot of new ships, the new advanced cover top ships, and most importantly the battleships, and of course I'll be getting one of those as well. Mostly I am looking for a Dominic's. That ship is very good for its price, and of course I like drones. Now the purpose of this nightmare here is to give us the shield bubble, and overall to serve as a guardian. Now so far we did have very good luck with all of these anomalies, and very good luck with the overall loot, as you might see later. I don't know if I did include that. Now these Abaddon battleships sure look very nice, and I can't wait till we get tier 10, because those ships are going to be very interesting to use, and they might actually replace the faction battleships, because the faction battleships are actually very expensive, and these ships might be maybe up until 2 billion in price, but the ordinary tier 9 battleships should be way cheaper and a lot more affordable. Okay, well, we spawned the first Inquisitor anomaly, and it will be time to, jump in. Now here we're just waiting for the fleet commander to give the order to jump in. Oh, there is the fleet commander, okay. Speaking of the devil, in this case, speaking of the nightmare, now we're waiting for the ship to get in, to take all the aggro from all of the reds. And after that, we will probably warp in. I mean, looking at the Nightmare, these things can have up to 2.8 million effective hit points. That's something that I remember seeing in the EVE Discord. I saw a Nightmare that has 2.8 million effective hit points, and I think I saw one that had 3.3 million effective hit points. Now, those are some terrifying numbers, and these things are indeed small dreadnoughts. Speaking of dreadnoughts, they're also going to be introduced into the game in the near future. I've read that they might be released on the anniversary of the game, around August. So we will see what will happen. And well, now we're waiting for the order to, warp in. As soon as the order has been given, we will jump in. Oh look, a frigate. Okay. Order has been given. Now we are going to jump in. Now these anomalies, these special anomalies, can give you a lot of ISK, and they should give you very good loot after you beat all of these ships. Okay, the bubble is already up. I will be approaching the Nightmare, and well, usually we are all clustered around the Guardian to stay within its protection. And now we are working our way to eliminate all of these ships. They can drop some very nice items, very nice modules, especially the elites. You can get very good faction modules that can be sold for a very good price. And of course, the Dead Space anomalies, they are basically currently the highest difficulty anomaly that we have. Of course, they have several levels, up until level 10. And the items, the C-type modules, can be sold for a very high price. But the main loot in these Dead Space anomalies are definitely the faction wrecks. In those anomalies, you are going to fight the faction ships. And yeah, they can be quite difficult. So for those, you definitely need a very organized and a very good team, especially the tier 10s, because they again do a lot of damage once they start hitting. And having guardians, well in this case having a Nightmare, is absolutely a good idea. Now, all of us use target painters, something that I've noticed. Now don't mind me taking some screenshots, because this is indeed a lovely sight. And we are generally spreading our fire to cover as many enemies as we can. Of course, we could have focused, but in this way we can actually shoot down all ships at a faster pace, because, well, we all have very, very scary DPS at this moment. And of course, I almost forgot, the next tier, the tier 9, will give us the Guardian battlecruisers, which are going to be interesting. And I think it should also give us the logistic battlecruisers that are also interesting ships. And we will see how those will work. They are going to be a very nice addition to future fleets. Now this is a Sansha Apocalypse. These are the faction battleships in the special anomalies. And yeah, they are very tanky. Gotta say that battleship is taking a lot of damage, and of course a lot more drones are swarming that battleship, and we are doing good damage, but that thing has a lot of armor and it will have a lot of hull. The last ship that's left on the field after that Apocalypse has been destroyed is that Interceptor. Well, that Interceptor maybe, yeah, both of them actually went down at the same time. Alright, that's fair. That is fair. And this was the first area cleared. Very nice. Okay, warping in the second, well, actually not the second, into the third room, third level. The first gate is actually counted as level number 1, and the second one, well, actually, yeah, this is the third one, my bad, it is not the second one. So this is the final room, and you will encounter a lot more ships here, and you will also encounter a lot more of these elite ships. After you shoot down all of these ships, and of course after you collected all of the wrecks, well, actually you can loot all of the anomaly wrecks after you clear the shipwrecks. Well, they are not called the anomaly wrecks, they're actually called containers, I think. Yeah, they're actually called containers, my apologies. Okay, next wave, focusing on the next target. Now, because I am only in a Gila, I'll be focusing on the smaller ships. Oh man, you wouldn't believe what kind of fleet we had in one of the later anomaly runs. We had at least like 4 battleships, and my ship felt like a toy compared to these. Well, at least that will be changed, of course, in the next couple days, after I use the ship that I have currently in the hangar. Focusing on the Prophecy 2 Guardian. Prophecy 2 Guardian. Wait a moment. There's actually 2 variants of these ships. Oh yeah, there actually are 2 variants of these ships. You have the first Prophecy Guardian that is unlocked at tier 9, and of course you have the tier 10 one that's unlocked at tier 10. Well, I kind of almost forgot that you have 2 versions of these ships. Well, they are going to be definitely tanky. I can assure that. Okay, those ships have been eliminated. Next wave has 6 enemy ships. Still not quite seeing all the Sansha ships spawning. They should be the elite ships of this wave. Well, of the next wave, not this one. Oh man, so much noise is currently occurring in this anomaly. All the missiles flying around, lasers, guns going off. I'll have to definitely, you know, reduce the game audio here a little bit. I know in one of the previous videos I kind of forgot to reduce the volume. I think I forgot, because I remember it, I actually did. Maybe I didn't reduce it enough. So my apologies for that. Okay, this battleship is now being targeted. I wonder what's the signature radius of that battleship after having 20 target painters on its hull. Okay, next one is this, well, the final one for this wave. Another Prophecy 2 Guardian. That ship will not live long, as you can see. It got deleted from the battlefield within seconds. Okay. On to the next waves. The faction battleships have appeared. A faction Abaddon. Okay. Now these ships have, I don't know, I love their design. They look kind of like a small version of the Revelation Dreadnought, and I like that. Maybe that was the point behind this ship, I don't know. But I definitely can't wait to see battleships make well, not battleships, but I can't wait to see Dreadnoughts make an appearance. Mostly because I can't wait to shoot these ships down. You know, big ships make big, beautiful explosions, and big, beautiful explosions make well, good screenshots overall. And people like to watch big stuff being blown up. Okay, on to the, I think this might be the final wave. 12 ships in this wave. And the nightmare is using the large shield field boosters to replenish our shields to whoever is, of course, taking damage. In my case, this ship is built to be pretty tanky, and I didn't suffer from any major damage being done to my shield. I was extra careful to build this ship to survive in such environment. And the future rigs that I'll put on the Gila will make this ship extra prepared for these anomalies. In some cases, I might even be the primary target to these enemy ships, and who knows, I might not have a guardian to take all the hits. So I must, in the end, rely on the ship in a lot of cases. Okay, the last 3 ships. What the hell is this apocalypse doing? It's entering the station, literally. Well, that's not gonna save it from our turrets. And the last ship of this anomaly is being targeted, and you can see all of these different target painters and all of these different weapon systems hitting this ship. Its hull is pretty damaged. These damage models look very nice. And that was the last ship of this Inquisitor anomaly. And of course, I am not the one who is going to be... Oh, look at that, a rattlesnake. Interesting. Okay, well, going on to the second Inquisitor. We actually spawned like 4, maybe 5 Inquisitors, I don't know. Could be actually 5. And, well, loot-wise, it was okay, yes. It could have been a lot better, but it is okay. I am definitely not going to complain. It was fun to be... It is actually fun to be part of such a large fleet doing PvE. And hopefully PvP soon. That's one thing that I am looking for. Will I use a Gila in a mass PvP? Oh man, that's the golden question. It depends. It depends on what kind of fleet it is. Okay, the first waves are easy as usual. Now when I say easy, those interceptors are no joke. The interceptors are actually one of the ships that I am actually kind of afraid of, especially when I will fly a battleship. These little ships can be problematic because they can get easily under the range of your guns and under the tracking ability of large turrets. Of course, I'll definitely have some form of defense against these ships, but these are frigates, and frigates are going to do the job of any frigate, and that is to troll battleships. That's something frigates love to do, and interceptors, yeah, they are perfect for that. Okay, the battleship went up in flames. Time to focus on the next ship on the field, and that is another battleship, another Abaddon. No, you know, usually I wasn't enjoying doing these anomalies at first, because I usually was using turrets, and you know, Amar ships usually come equipped with tracking disruptors to, you know, mess up the tracking of your turrets. So Mimitar ships and all ships that use turrets can have a problem hitting the Amar ships. But if you use missiles and if you use drones, then you are safe, because the tracking disruptor is not going to affect the missile launchers, and currently there is no module that will affect drone performance. So drones are kind of the best overall weapon for any type of PvE content, because the drone performance will always be unaffected in this case. Well then, warping in at the next third site here, and immediately we start to blast these ships. Gotta say, I love to watch these ships getting destroyed up close, especially these battleships. Now, one thing that I am asking myself, when dreadnoughts are released, are we going to have NPC dreadnoughts? If that's the case, oh man, that will be fun. Something that I am going to be excited about. Capital ship fleets for PvE. I wonder how that will affect the game. I mean, could be. I already did see something like that happen in EVE Online. Might be a thing here. Depends how dreadnoughts are implemented. But I think in that case, battleship fleets are going to be more than enough, especially because these battleships can be very tanky, and if we look at battleships like the Nightmare, they can be super tanky. Well, until the auxiliary structures are released, so yeah, the capital guardians, as I like to call them. Okay, well, let's quickly go back to what's going on here on the field. Next target is this apocalypse. For some reason I keep mixing up the prophecy with a apocalypse. I guess those two words go hand in hand nowadays. That might be the case, who knows. The apocalypse striker. Now, I did look at the difference between the normal battleships and the striker battleships, and they are definitely going to be interesting choices. One of these ships can be good for missions, the other one can be good for major fleet operations and for overall major game conflicts. So definitely fun times are ahead for this game. Now, pirate ships, pirate cruisers are always going to be pirate ships, and they're always going to be relevant. And people like to call them meta. Well, I like to call them being good ships overall. And they are always going to remain used and, like I said, relevant, especially for, you know, solo PvP. They're excellent for that job. They're one of the best ships that you can use for solo PvP. They can earn you a lot of ISK, and of course they are risky to fly, but you can take down anything, almost anything with these ships, including battleships if you are skilled and careful, and of course if you catch the right ship. Now, in my case, what does that mean for me? Well, once battleships are released, you can definitely expect me to hunt battleships in solo PvP roams with my Cinnabal. And definitely a ship that you are going to see a lot is the Dominix, because that thing is a drone boat and it is impressive. Its performance is going to be impressive, and I am going to get one of these ships for myself as well. So that's gonna be fun. Oh man, I am excited for that moment. Okay, let's go back here. Well, this might be one of the last waves for this. So far it has been extremely smooth. Now I have the PvP window up because the report came in that there is a ship incoming, so I am prepared to shoot anything that will come in. I mean, we have battleships on our side, so yeah, we're not going to give them easily. Oh look, a venture trainer. Okay, well, might be a scout, and I'm going to quickly focus fire on that venture. The faster the scout is destroyed, the less intel they can relay. Okay, the pod is the next. In this case I have the fastest lock on time because I literally fly the smallest ship here. And it's time to focus fire on the pod, and the pod has been destroyed. Good. Well, hopefully a fleet will engage us. I'm quite excited to do some PvP at the moment, especially with the backup of all of these deadly battleships and other very lethal ships within this fleet. And well, this was the last ship of this anomaly. Okay, on to the next one. This is the third, and well, overall you see how this works. It actually works very smoothly. Okay, it would be funny if I actually brought the Mackerel here, just for the extra fourth or fifth battleship in the fleet. I think that would be overkill, but it would be fun to see how that will work. Kind of a benchmark test for this device that I'm using, because this game in the recent updates became slow for me. I don't know why. It wasn't slow before, so who knows what's going on there. Something just flew by, I couldn't see what. Let me approach the nightmare. And now I'll just focus on eliminating all of the targets where actually we are focusing. I am barely doing any damage. And of course, that is to be expected. Sorry if I did sound a little bit, how do I say this, stuttery before, because my throat kind of got, I don't know, it doesn't work properly for some reason. So sometimes when I speak, when I talk, my throat just, stops working and I lose my voice for a couple moments and it starts to crackle. So my apologies for those weird moments. Not quite sure why that's happening, but it happens from time to time. Okay, for a moment I thought that a Gila has been targeted, but that's my ship. Definitely a very beautiful fleet. Oh man, very beautiful fleet. We have maybe, well, in the local you see 40, and at least 30 are in the current fleet. Part in this system actually, and the rest is in another system, also doing the same thing, because we are spreading our forces to be quick, to be fast. And this might be the last anomaly for this video, because I could actually add another 1 hour of this video, and that would be too much. I can actually say that for some other time. And let's quickly mow down all of these ships. Now just look at that nightmare, by the way. My ship, the whole hull of my ship is literally as long as the upper part of that battleship, which is counted as the command bridge on the ship, I would assume. The Nightmare is definitely one of those very odd looking ships. I like it, but in the end I decided to go with the Macariel. That ship is a ship that I always liked from EVE Online, and well, I am definitely not gonna say no to a Macariel. Okay, last ships of this anomaly. You can actually do the calculation of how much ESC we did get from these tier 10 special anomalies, it is not a small number, and all that is of course divided by all of the members that are in the fleet. So if you solo these, you can get rich very quickly. But of course, it will take some time to clear this, and in null sec systems, there is always the threat of someone jumping in and ruining your day. And trust me, I know that all too well, because I myself am a PvP player, and well, I am sure that I ruined a lot of people's days. And of course, the same thing also happened to me. And in the end, that's all, part of the game. Well then, that was the third Inquisitor tier 10. All of these anomalies were actually tier 10 Inquisitors. It was very fun to do them, and I hope you enjoyed. As always, stay safe, fly safe, and I'll see you next time.